Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Artemis Madness, Twitch's #1 podcast. And yeah, today we're talking about some Streamlabs and OBS stuff, obviously, because that's hot just now and all that. I'll get this probably edited pretty quickly. I'll probably put this one out on Monday as well. But yeah, so yeah, that's what we're talking about today. We're also talking about some stream burnout, stuff like that, and how to kind of control it in a way. If you can, and if you can't, just don't try to control it, and yeah. So all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about Streamlabs and all this shit, right? So, well, if you don't know, basically, I think it was either Whitestream or Elgato. One of them came out first saying stuff about Streamlabs copy and pasting stuff from their website or whatever, or like some of their features or something. That's what I've gathered on anyway. Don't take my full word for it, because I'm not 100% caught up in it, but I know enough to talk about it, if you know what I mean. And then, well, obviously, because Whitestream, Elgato, whichever one was first that came out, OBS came out talking about how Streamlabs approached them to ask if they could use the OBS name, and I keep hitting my mic, I apologise. And basically OBS asked nicely for them not to, so Streamlabs then went and took it a step further and tried to make it a trademark and basically tried to profit off of the OBS name. And when you actually go into Google, which just now I will put up a quick screen up for YouTube and stuff when I'm editing, but yeah, basically if you search up OBS on Google, it comes up with Streamlabs first. So if I put in OBS, like now, well, it did, I will say. I don't think it does now, but it did. And yeah, basically that did a whole thing that, you know, that was basically pushing people towards that, even though they already have like a prime version that makes it hard to sell out of, get out of, even not sell out of. I was calling them sellouts, not you know what I mean. But Streamlabs was very half-arsed on their apology as well. Literally, all it is, if I go to it right now, because I forgot to pull it up earlier. Don't judge me, okay? Shush. But yeah. Literally, all it is a black screen, basically saying, we are taking immediate action to remove OBS from our name. Streamlabs OBS is built on top of the OBS open source platform, blah blah blah. Streamlabs is also open source and our code is publicly available. We take responsibility for our actions and will support the community. But yeah. Yeah, basically, it's not great what they're doing. It's not good what they're doing. It's just shitty and scummy, you know? And yeah. Like, people are jumping ship pretty quick. I wouldn't say that it is 100% like, you know, like, yes, they made a mistake. I'm not defending OBS in any way, Streamlabs OBS in any way here, by the way, just before anyone tries, but I'm trying to give you what they would see it as. Obviously the trademarking, I think they knew what they were doing there. They knew they were doing something there to just be scummy, but like, people, yes, I would recommend people jump over to OBS. OBS is so much better to use, but some people, even I know, have certain things that are connected to Streamlabs and they can't move they parts over to OBS, and then that just creates a big long line issue of problems, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But yeah, also today is my 1 year on Twitch, but we're doing something on Saturday, you know, all that shit. I might even edit this tonight and get this out by tomorrow, by Friday. Yeah, we were talking about people jumping from OBS to from Streamlabs to OBS, and while I recommend it, blah blah, just let me catch up in my mind. Yeah, there are some parts of Streamlabs that people can't, like, you know, take over to OBS because it's like paid part of the Streamlabs platform or something like that. But yeah, and also on the lines of streaming, we're going to segue into Twitch doing something, I guess, good in a way for once, which I'm as surprised as you guys are. But we now, I think all affiliates, as long as they've hit like 50 subs before, at some point, get access to all the slots. Like, right now I can get access to 9 slots right now, because I've hit 50 subs at some point. I don't remember when or how, but yeah, I've got access to making up to another, well, I've got 4 emotes on just now, which is the 4th one I just added like an hour ago, or 10 minutes ago, but it's just an old one as a placeholder just now. I might put the buddy one back in, the cuddle buddy one, but yeah. So obviously I've still got 3 open slots, so actually I've got 7 slots. I don't have all 9, but I have enough to, you know, unlock a few extras, you know. Yeah, so what else am I gonna say along the lines of that? Now, this doesn't, you know, make Twitch any better in any way whatsoever, but it makes it better than, you know, them not doing anything for a while at all, you know. My headphones just fucking shut off, apparently. Yeah, so I don't know why that happened, but yeah, what I'm going to say on the whole Streamlabs and all that stuff is with them copying like white streaming stuff as well, with the whole, I can't remember what the feature was, give me a second because I do have it here, by the way, just so you guys know. If I go back, let me find it. Yeah, basically it was, they basically took exactly almost word for word what Whitestream does with their console thing, with the console kind of play thing and stuff like that. Oh yeah, yeah. We're also going to talk a little bit about TikTok later on, because I have a bit of a gripe with that, but we're going to talk about that later, because, you know, not a segue right now. Anyway, back to what I was saying with Streamlabs taking the whole white stream thing word for damn word nearly, and I'm meaning like literally almost word for word, except like I think I've seen 3 or 4 changed things, but they've laid it out the exact same way. Back to what I was saying about Streamlabs and stuff like that. They were basically, you know, being very scummy about stuff. But yeah. Oh yeah, also I should probably alert my Discord about that. If anyone streams, Yeah. But I'll do that later. Anyway, so I've talked about Streamlabs and stuff like that. I've only went over it briefly because we don't want to make this the whole podcasting, but in general, I think what they've done is pretty scummy. They're pretty shit. Even the one time I tried to use Streamlabs, I literally couldn't because it just didn't make sense to me. I think what is it? Damn it, I forgot what I was going to say. Right, just give me a second to think, okay? But yeah, I think overall what Streamlabs have done is very scummy, and yeah, they shouldn't have done what they did, but it's just use what any other streaming platform anyway I would recommend, because like 99% of them are better than Streamlabs anyway. Like, just anything's better usually anyway. So that's kind of my piece on the whole Streamlabs thing. All this drama and stuff, it's just digging up parts of just the scumminess of Streamlabs anyway. They're not the greatest at anything anyway. So like, it's not going to make a difference to me whatever they do, to be honest. So if they end up shutting down Swabs or whatever, it's not going to make a difference to me because I don't use Streamlabs. I'm using normal OBS Studio, and yeah. So what I think of Streamlabs as a whole is I wasn't in very much favour with them anyway. So it's not going to make a difference to me whatever the outcome of that is. But for people who do use it, because it is a little bit easier to use Streamlabs, even though it was confusing for me, I know it's easier, but easier things confuse me, and I don't know why. I need to find a complex way around something for it to work in my mind. And basically, you know, it helps if you're like legit just starting out and stuff. But yeah, I think that's most of the main points of the whole Streamlabs stuff covered. Anyway, we've went on about 15 minutes about just Streamlabs and stuff, but yeah, I think I've got my main point across on how I feel about them anyway. Even over the past year of me streaming, I've touched Streamlabs once, and that was to see if it was any better in any way, and it wasn't. But the fact they were they were copy and pasting a lot, it's just really fucking scummy, to be honest. And yeah, it's obviously weaned my general look on them is less favourable, we'll say. But yeah, let's talk about something new. Let's talk about something I've not really talked about, if you know what I mean. And this is more like mental health side of streaming, I guess, in a way. But again, this can kind of relate to the whole Streamlabs OBS drama thing that's happening, because with people jumping ship, you know, proverbial, yeah, okay, anyway, yeah, I'm not even gonna try and use big words, right? But with people, you know, jumping ship, not literally speaking, obviously, but with them jumping ship over to somewhere like OBS and stuff like that, but knowing that some people are already panicking about certain parts of it not being you know, able to go over with them, and that's what they've built part of their audience with, or something like that. Like, they've used those parts as, I don't know, just a way to grab attention, or a better overweight or something, and they have no idea what they're doing with OBS, which can be very, I'll say, daunting at first. You won't feel like you know what you're doing. I mean, I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, going with the flow of this, and it is what it is. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, great. But yeah, talking about mental health side of, streaming and content creation in general, we're going to talk about content burnout, which, if you don't know what it is, I think you can kind of guess from like the name of it, obviously, but just basically you can't think of new ideas, or you're just tired of doing the same thing over and over again, which is also why I do these variety streams and have a podcast stream, a graphic design stream, and then a couple of gaming streams mixed in with it, because that feels like it gives me enough variety that I can stay balanced between them all. And then that leaves a lot of gaming content that I can record and put up on YouTube, like I'm doing tonight. I don't know when that's happening, but I know roughly when. But yeah, basically, if you give yourself a schedule and get into that flow of a schedule, and give yourself breaks between streams, like, again, hypocrite talking right here, I stream like 5 days a week, right, back to back, 4 or 5 days a week, right, roughly, because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep streaming on a Friday. It depends. We will see how things go, but on a Saturday and Sunday, those are usually my days off. Even though those are my days off, I spend most of them editing stuff and doing stuff like that. But I've worked myself into that kind of routine that I get most of the stuff done after a stream anyway. So like tonight, I could probably, after I finish doing my stuff for YouTube, recording all that, I'll probably go and spend the next like 7-8 hours just editing all of that, and then that gives me enough content for like a week or two, depending how long we play all that stuff, and then editing the podcast, because they come out usually on a Monday. But again, if I get these two edited tonight / tomorrow morning, we will release both episodes tomorrow, just because of how relevant like this stuff is. And obviously it's going to take a while for me to catch up on that if I do it weekly. If I do it every Monday, then this is going to be like 2 weeks behind. So I think I'm going to leave it so it's a week behind now, from now on, and maybe start releasing them on a Friday. Because if I'm releasing them on a Friday, right, that means after a Thursday night stream, I can go away, edit all this stuff, get it uploaded to YouTube, get it scheduled and stuff like that. So we will be changing the, I don't know, meta of the whole YouTube side of things, but again, that's a plan. But back to the whole content creation burnout thing. Give yourself a rough schedule. Don't like do what I've done this weekend. Don't just say, right, I'm doing this at this time, this at that time, this at, and so on and so forth, obviously, all that other shit. But don't oversaturate like your stream with a game that you're starting to not enjoy. Because if you start not enjoying it, your chat's going to see it, or your YouTube audience is going to see it, depending on what you're doing. And yeah, same with TikTok and stuff. Like, I shitpost a lot because that's what I enjoy doing. But if I'm not enjoying it, I take a day off for posting TikToks, usually. But again, we'll go into TikTok later, because we've got to talk some things TikTok wise. But because I forgot to talk about that as well. But like right now, with me streaming and stuff, just now my main games are Back 4 Blood and Halo. Hey Citrus, how you doing? I've not moved that properly. We'll move that there. Anyway, but yeah. So my main games have been like Back 4 Blood, and just now it's going to start to be Halo a bit more. Maybe some Dragon Age Inquisition, which is what the plan is tomorrow night, for the only stream that I will be doing on a Friday for a few weeks, if I get this whole thing scheduled and everything right in my head. But yeah, giving yourself a few main games that vary gives you a decent audience that may even like when you do vary it and stuff like this. I'm doing good, Citrus. How are you? But yeah, we've talked about the Streamlabs stuff and all that drama and shit, and Streamlabs being scummy as per usual. But now we're on I guess mental health side of streaming, content creation kind of thing. I don't know what to call it, but it's like, yeah, just about content burnout, and just like not knowing what to post and stuff as well. Because if you're just streaming, it's kind of easier to make like one singular type of content for hours, because you know it's just streaming and you're just doing that. But if you want to have like varied content on different platforms, then you have to start thinking a bit more, and then the more you try and think of stuff, the more ideas you run out quicker, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, then you just, burn out, obviously, and it just overwhelms you. So I think my advice on this is just take your time on like 2 platforms at a time. So like if you're doing Twitch, do YouTube, or if you're doing Twitch, do TikTok, whatever. Don't put like your mind in too many places at once. But once you do get the flow of how to get your content made and stuff, and have certain days that you make certain content, that's the way I would say it. I don't make drafts on TikTok, for example, because I don't like to have drafts. I just like to, mine first, whatever comes out, and that gets just posted. It's shit posting. That's what I'm good at. Find what you're good at doing and just have fun with that, But like, say you're like, because that's what I've done technically, is been mainly focused on Twitch and TikTok. But now I'm starting to edge my way into YouTube with the whole Borderlands thing that I'm doing, and this whole podcast thing, where it's getting me to edit more talking videos, because these are my weak point for editing, is talking videos, and this is what I want to get good at as well. So I can edit these faster. I can edit these within like half an hour or something, Even though it's an hour thing, I could probably edit this in half an hour once I get good enough. Especially if it's me making my own content, because then I've got like little markers in my head already where I need to cut. Basically, I could go and the second this stream ends, I could probably cut and edit this in an hour or 2. Probably. Decently? Maybe not, but we'll give it a rough cut first, and then like add the effects and stuff, and add the because I'm gonna have images and shit, popping up on screen, just fading in and then them fading out pretty quickly. Not too quickly, but quick enough that they just do fade out. And yeah, I think that's the main thing about content creation in general, though, is just to learn to manage yourself, and don't be stretched out. Don't thin yourself out. Don't make your certain content for certain places. If you've got Twitch content, you can use that for YouTube. I did do that before. I just didn't like the way it was formatted because it was longer videos, because I couldn't be bothered to editing it at the time. But now that I'm getting into the flow of doing other stuff outside of like Twitch, I'm starting to prefer to do editing. I've been getting better at it, I will admit. Do I still use free software? Yes, I do. And my headphones keep dying and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of... I don't know. Like, they're plugged in and everything. They've been charged. They're on yellow, so they were on yellow the whole... It is on charge. Look. They're charged and they're dying somehow. I think I do have a feeling I know what it is though. It's a receiver, because I've kind of lost where I put it, and it's somewhere in the mess of cables that are behind the monitors, and we're not going to go looking for it yet, because I am cleaning my room tomorrow, because it is not tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday even, because it's becoming, you know, a lot of cans, you know. But yeah, can't charge them at the same time. Reduce battery life. I'll show why that is. See, these seem to be fine when they're charging it at the same time, because like I've done it. I don't know. But that's the thing. They've been working all day, and they were green all day until like 10 minutes before I started today. So, you know. What did you clip? I'm scared to even ask, actually. You not drinking an energy drink? What, because I'm having a fucking milkshake? A Yazoo. A Yazoo from Brinker. You noticed I said that quieter so you couldn't get that. But yeah, I think also maybe have that one down, but I think this audio should be a bit better. I was going to do it with like absolutely zero audio, but I need something to keep me in a flow of a conversation, so that's why I have the music. Or otherwise I would have been burned out from doing podcasts by like last week. You know, like just having something to, you know, that keeps me in that flow, it just keeps it, you know, feeling chill and shit, I guess. But yeah, I still don't know what to do with my hands when I'm doing a podcast, because it's not like I need to, like, you know, do anything with the keyboard or a controller or anything. It's weird. It feels absolutely weird, man. But yeah. Actually, yeah, we should talk a little bit about, like, doing this monster too much now, or are you going to Red Bull and am I being a smart ass at this point? Yeah, hand placement is weird. You're not being a smart ass, because I do have a monster. I'm just having a milkshake first, because I want to do a little bit of a change up, you know. But yeah, let's go into some TikTok stuff now, actually, because, well, the reason I'm wanting to talk about TikTok content today is because I've been post-blocked for having a joke. You know that's getting left in, right? Oh my god. Anyway, that was just a bad fucking joke. Anyway. Right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, TikTok, right. So, basically, I got post-blocked for doing absolutely nothing. Like, apparently harassment and bullying, right? Me and a friend were having a joke. It's a joke that we usually have quite a lot of. In the 2 times we've done it, I've gotten post-blocked. So, TikTok either really, really fucking hates me, or it really, really fucking just wants to fuck me up sometimes, and I think it's both. But yeah, so TikTok's in the bad books with me just now, but I think it's tomorrow at like 3 o'clock in the morning that I get my I'm able to post again, but I can still go live on TikTok. I'm not even joking. Like, I can go live, but I'm post blocked. That makes sense, right? Know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's weird. TikTok's always weird. This dispute video with the MCA3 music. Oh god. It's actually stupid. TikTok is so fucking stupid at this point. Like, but there's not an alternative that just makes it that short form content. Like, YouTube Shorts is probably the closest. But then again, that's a lot. It's not harder to do, but it is harder to do, if you know what I mean. But what I am going to actually start doing is I'm going to use a lot of the clips from Twitch and stuff to actually do stuff. They told me to go here, but there's no way to dispute. Yeah, there's not. There's absolutely not. No, TikTok's useless for like disputing stuff and that. Also, right, on the lines of content, anyway, aside from the, Borderlands and the podcast, if there's any suggestions, I might make a video suggestion thing in my Discord, which will, you guys can give me ideas for videos, all that kind of stuff, but, have to join the Discord, obviously, or you tell me on Twitch or something. Like, I am gonna do a couple of reaction videos at some point as well, but I'm not sure which ones I want to do, because there's a lot that have been overdone, and I don't want to do those ones because they're not as fun, because you know what the general reaction will be to it, and that's just not as fun. But I do have to go through and find some, videos to react to as well. I may also do a try not to laugh, but I will do a Twitter thing where I will just go, like, you guys just send me a heap of clips on Twitter and stuff. But yeah. And yeah, I think a lot of the content stuff that I have ideas for on YouTube are just harder for me to do, because I'm not good enough at skating. Like, I can't go places and do mad kick flips and mad fucking, tray flips and gazelle flips and everything. That is just impossible for me to do just now. I will get there eventually, but again, we will be doing a lot of that next year, I think, as well. If, actually this year as well, if there's any more good days. What I've got to do for last week's episode is I've got to put Keshrin's Twitch in the description, obviously, because he was Creator of the Week last week. It was on the podcast thing, and if people want to know, go and check them out, which I'm going to do the same with Queenies on this week. And yeah, I don't know who Creator of the Week is going to be next week, but we change that on Wednesday, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think a lot of the Streamlabs stuff is just generally them being scummy anyway. If you have any thoughts on that, obviously it will let me know, because we can have a talk about it and all that stuff. But yeah, I never generally liked Streamlabs anyway. From my point of view, it was a lot harder. Even though it was made to be easier, it's a lot harder for me to do, because it's too simple, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I think best way to round out everything is obviously we're also going to talk about a couple of games that the game I've been enjoying the last couple of days anyway, which is Halo Infinite, obviously. My thoughts on the beta, because, well, obviously, some of you guys know that I did the test flights, both of them. 90%, I think 90% of my issues with Halo Infinite that I had during the test flight were fixed. The one thing that didn't fix, that isn't a big deal breaker to me, is having to change my sensitivity for my controller every so often on PC. Because sometimes if you close Halo and then open it again, it will, basically your sensitivity will be on hyperspeed. And it's not a big problem, but it's enough of a problem to almost make me want to go to keyboard and mouse for it. But I hate playing Halo with keyboard and mouse. It's just not nice. It doesn't feel natural, you know? But again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and all that stuff. Also, I doubt that there's any sort of aim assist in Halo Infinite, because there's no way to toggle it on and off, and I don't like having aim assist on. But if there is, it's very minimal and I can't notice it that much. I think even on keyboard and mouse there's tiny little bit about barely even the space between my thumb and my finger, you know. It's basically non-existent, but enough to make a difference to me, you know. But that's because I'm used to playing with no aim assist, and I don't know why I don't like aim assist. It's just something in my mind that just doesn't like it slowing down. I probably could do better if I had aim assist on, but it just doesn't. I don't know. It feels like a hindrance in a way. But obviously, what else do I need? Other content stuff I do need to talk about, like the burning out and stuff like that, all the content, mental health kind of stuff, is just, you know, especially if you're starting out, do not worry about numbers. Obviously you want to grow a little bit, but you don't want to, you know, expect to grow overnight, you know. It's a possibility, but it's a very, 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 very slim chance. It's not even worth even thinking about it. The harder don't work hard into when you're doing content. Work smart, if you know what I mean. So if you do streams and stuff, if you're mainly on streams, you know, use content from that stream, I probably should do, but I just don't, because it's not into my shit posting content kind of way. But I might start doing that a little bit more, or I may make a second account that has all my stream stuff on it and just grow from the bottom again on TikTok. I don't care really about TikTok that much, so I can just, TikTok's my little test area for doing short form content, you know. I could probably throw stuff on Instagram Reels and on YouTube Shorts and stuff, but that's effort, you know. And you know your boy likes to procrastinate, so that's just adding more procrastination than what he needs. So yeah. But what else am I going to do? Yeah, we're also going to talk about the creator of the week idea that I do have, that I've got now. Oh my god. I can't reply to that as well. Me? Never. I would never procrastinate. I know, right? How dare people procrastinate? Oh my god. You can't tell me you procrastinate. Oh my god, that's so bad. Also, I think I do know what we're doing next week for Wednesday for graphic design stuff. We're going to do more emotes. We're going to come up with some new emotes, because I only have 4 that are actually, you know, different. And yeah, we've put the friendship circle one back on, so I think that's what we would. Yeah. We would never procrastinate, Catherine. You know. Yeah, risky. That you know what I meant. Just we're making new emotes. Okay, shush. My English isn't good. My brain's fried. I've had like 6 hours sleep. I don't even know if I had that, to be honest. Cause like I went to sleep at 9 this morning, which yeah. So I went to sleep at 9 this morning and woke up at 12, I think. Okay, maybe more than 6, just barely. But yeah. Also, you know what I've not done in a while, actually? You know what we've not used in a while? Let's do Citrus's thing. Yeah, don't forget to eat, like I forgot to eat last night. But I rectified it quickly-ish. But yeah. That's actually also a thing about streaming as well. And this one is talking about this one is definitely talking about stream health and stream self-care and stuff like that. But right. So this is a main problem with me specifically just now. I'm sure other people are like this as well. But after a stream, I tend to like edit and mess about with stuff. And if I've just woken up like a couple of hours and like say went to work or do anything like that, like 3 weeks ago or something, 4 weeks ago, something like that, I was working Friday and Saturday, and Thursday I forgot to eat anything. Mind completely blanked. Didn't eat on Friday either. And then mind completely blanked again after stream, because I did say I was going to eat something after stream, and then I just completely forgot, because I started messing about with editing stuff. And then I realised Saturday after work that I was like, oh shit, I've not eaten. And I was like, oh fuck. But yeah. So basically what I'm trying to say is, try not to get that, I guess, hyper focus that you can get when you're editing and stuff. And I'm gonna fucking kill these headphones because they're not fucking charging properly. Actually, you know what, at this point. But yeah. Other than that, usually the late nights and stuff, I'm used to that by now. But not saying that that's good in any way. But yeah, the way my mind works, I prefer to have something to do. Otherwise, I just won't do anything. You know? Like, yeah. Like, I don't think I've, you know, done much this week, really. I've kind of been a bit laid back on the editing and stuff. You know? Like, if I was on my normal mindset, I'd probably be, you know, I probably would have had episode 3 edited and done by now, probably. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that, but yeah. Like, last week I was ahead. I was ahead of my own schedule, man. Like, I had everything edited by Friday night. I actually remembered to eat, you know? It was a mad week last week. It was like, I was actually organised. And I don't know what was wrong with me that week. Because, like, you know, being organised, I don't like being organised, because if I plan stuff, shit goes to the wrong places, wrong times, and then everything just goes to shit. Anyway, what we're also gonna But yeah, back to stream health and all that stuff. Just make sure that, you know what you're doing, you know that you can take a break. Always take a break if you want to, if you can. Even like, even streaming like less a week helps a little bit. Like obviously I'll probably, most likely, 9 times out of 10, I will probably still stream like 4 days a week back to back. And then leave Friday, Saturday, Sunday to be like my kind of off days or making other content days. And all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So yeah, we should probably wrap this out with talking about my plans for this week. Even then I'd work stress and you don't want to do it all. Yeah. Don't add like okay. Well, let's actually, yeah, I forgot about work stress. Don't if you do have like say a full-time job or whatever, work your content kind of around those hours, if you know what I mean. Like obviously when you're starting you don't need a schedule or anything. I don't need a schedule right now, but I'm trying to plan myself into that kind of schedule area so I can start working on other stuff that I've been planning for a while. Which most of it just now was this whole podcast area, just to see how to do editing and stuff. But yeah. But obviously I'm working like 1 or 2 days a week if I'm lucky just now. Yeah. I'm probably leaving like February at the latest. Like I said, I'm always going to be like honest on here anyway. But I'm probably thinking leaving, just finding a new job. But what I'm going to also say about it is I'm going to focus a lot more on editing. Like obviously I'm still just going to look for a part-time job rather than a full-time job just now, because I need that time to just get my mindset into the, work around hours and stuff like that, And basically, the more I get at the editing stuff and all that, the more I can have more. I'll start freelancing that stuff out once I feel I'm good enough, which I'm closer than I thought I would be by now, but I'm not quite at my standards yet. So once I get just that little bit better, I will start, doing freelance editing stuff and all that. And yeah, I won't do anything complex until I know how to do it complex on my stuff, if that makes sense. But yeah. So like doing all the like buttons and stuff for my stream deck and stuff that give you guys those shoutouts, that was messing about to see ideas for alerts and stuff like that, Which a lot of my alerts still need to be refined, and I think I'm going to I'm going to reset my alerts to have just the basic ones I got off of Stream Elements just now, because there's a few ideas that I've got to mess about with in my own time, but I've just not done them because I've been focusing on other stuff. Alerts are the last thing that I need to focus on just now anyway. Out of everything that I'm wanting to do anyway, alerts is like the last thing I need to focus on, to be honest. But yeah, I think all the, people that get worried about like, certain content not doing so good. If you're at like, a lower number than like what you think is successful or whatever, try not to worry about it. That's my best advice I can give. Don't stress yourself out, and don't, if you're like stressed about stuff at work, don't stream. That's the worst time to stream, I would say. Like there's been a few times that I've thought about streaming, but I've been that pissed off because someone was a dick at work or something, or I just couldn't be fucked with or shit. I did stop myself a few times from doing it because, yeah, There's a few times that I would have ended up fucking just blown up at the next person that said like the one thing out of line or something. Like, I know most of the time that I take a lot of like jokes and digs at me. I'm pretty chill about that stuff, but when I'm on those sort of mindsets that I'm just like pissed off all the time, it would just blow up, and then, you know, all that shit would start and all that fucking, I wouldn't even bother. But yeah, but most of the time I'm in a decent mindset now compared to what I was when I started streaming. I will admit that. I'm a bit more confident as well. I'm not fully confident, but you know, we're getting there. We have an idea of what we're doing now. We're not professional. Well, we are professional. Totally. Yeah. Maybe professional. Slightly professional. Anyway. Also, actually, because it is, what day is it today? The 18th. Right, okay, I can talk about this anyway, because I have actually, you know, signed up for it and got everything set up, kind of. Now, this isn't happening for another month-ish. So on the 11th of December, I'm planning a, like, sort of, you know, either a 12-hour or a 24-hour stream, I don't know yet. But we're going to be doing Thankmas, which is headed up by Jacksepticeye. He usually reaches out to someplace, but I do have a command that does explain what Thankmas is in a way, but yeah. So if I do that, that should show up. So yeah, like that says there, Thankmas is doing news story this year. Usually, like, at this time of year, they'll either go with someone that, like, does stuff with homelessness or, like, children's fucking all that sort of shit. I do have an overlay set up and stuff that will be on from next week, I think. I'm just going to leave the go up from next week. And it's just going to be a little black bar at the bottom of the screen right there. The only one I'll not have it on is the podcast one, because that's different. But I will still talk about Thankmas and what it's all about. But my personal goal for this is, I think I just set it to like $500 or something in total. Just let me check. I think it was something like that. Yeah, that's what it seems to be anyway. Don't ask me. Obviously, I'll talk about that more the closer we get to it. I'll start, you know, talking about that a lot more. And yeah. But obviously, yeah. So there will be incentives eventually once I figure that out. And no citrus. That it will not be the gummy bear. I might do one gummy bear, but we will see what I think. But I'm gonna come up with a few incentives before I, you know, put that goal up maybe. So it might not be next week, it might be the week after or something like that. But I've not gotten an idea for incentives yet, but there may be one that I know one person 100% wants to see, but that's going to be a high goal. And we're not going to talk about what that is until later on. But yeah. So anyway, to wrap up the podcast, firstly, I want to thank you guys for listening to me talk. The madness is setting in again. But yeah. So yeah. No. I was looking at that earlier, and then I just went, you know what? Nah, I'm good. But yeah, so to wrap this podcast up, I guess, obviously, thank you guys for watching, all that good stuff. if you have anything, you know, that you want me to talk about, obviously leave it in the comments if you're on YouTube, or just message me on Discord, or put it in Discord, something like that. I don't know. But I will leave all those links down below if you're on YouTube.